What's up, guys? Jay Martin here, investor and CEO of Cambridge House, and my guest today is Serafino Iacono, the chairman of Gran Colombia Mining, previously known as Gran Colombia Gold. They recently changed their name to reflect the more comprehensive nature of the business. Now, Serafino's been on the show a handful of times where we've discussed his Segovia operation. That's his collection of mines within the Segovia operation in Colombia, the highest grade gold producing mines in the country, and they're the largest underground gold producer in Colombia as well. Now, Serafino's hit guidance 6 years in a row. That means for 6 years straight, he's done exactly what he told shareholders he was going to do, produced exactly what he told shareholders he was going to produce, which is why I'm excited about their additional focus now on their recent acquisition in Guyana, the Toroparu project, which is one of the largest undeveloped gold and copper projects in the Americas. In addition, though, today we're going to talk about an associated company, Aris Gold, which many of you know I'm a huge fan of because of who's running that company. If you look at the management team and the board of directors, you see names like Neil Woodier, the founder of Lee Gold and Endeavor Mining, Ian Telfer, the former chairman of Gold Corp, David Garofalo, the former president of Gold Corp, and Frank Giustra, the founder of Wheaton River, which became Gold Corp. Now, if you were to draft an all-star team in the mining industry, every one of those names is going to be on that roster, and those are the individuals that are running Aris Gold. Gran Colombia Mining owns 44% of Aris Gold. Okay, they also own 27% of a new company, Denarius Silver. So lots of upside to talk about. We get into the details of that during this interview. But here is Serafino Iacono, chairman of Gran Colombia Mining. Enjoy.
This is Jay Martin.
What's up, guys? Jay Martin here, investor and CEO of Cambridge House. And I'm joined once again by Serafino Iacono, the chairman of Gran Colombia Mining. Serafino, it's great to see you again.
Jay, great to see you too. Hope everything is well.
Everything's great. Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to getting caught up because you've been super busy. I know you're in Madrid right now working on one of your projects that I want to talk about today because there's lots happening there. But it's been a while, Serafino, since I've had you on the show. So I thought a good place to start would be, can you give us, the highlight overview, Serafino? What is Gran Colombia Mining and how are you spending your time right now?
Well, look, the most exciting part, we changed the name of the company, and the change of the name of the company is to reflect what is going on as a transition in this company. We are no longer a company that produces gold and silver. We are transitioning to becoming a metal company, and that's the name change. Why? Guyana is going to be coming very quickly on stream. So that's a copper gold producer. And we like what we see over here in Spain on the polymetallic front. That's going to be an important part of our strategy of the company. And in Colombia, we just inaugurated our zinc-lead concentrate plant, which not only helps us with the environment, cleaning it up, but also brings in additional income with new minerals. That was the idea. 4 key points that I would like to bring up since we haven't spoken in such a long time. Number one, all the events that are happening in Gran Colombia. Gran Colombia has just announced new drill results that expand the life of the Segovia mine and expands the reserves and expands the resources which are going to come in the next few months. So lots of good news on that. We are producing still the ounces that we projected. We actually came out better than projected. Our costs are under control, even though inflation is rampant all over the world. Our costs are very stable. The second great event that we have in Colombia is that Aris Gold is starting to build the underground mine, which means that by 2024, they'll be ready to be producing over 200,000 ounces. We're very excited about being one of the largest shareholders in the company on that, which means that we have a second project going very fast on a fast way. The third most important thing, we raised $300 million, and very few people have I believe I've understood that we fully financed in this project and cash sitting in the bank. The third project, it's very important because we have come out with our PFS that gives us over 6 million ounces of gold, 11 million ounces in resources, and about close to 200,000 tons of copper for the life of the mine sitting in the mine. So this is huge in this thing. Where are we in Guyana? We already started construction. We're starting to hire contract miners. It's down to 2 companies that are going to be bidding against each other to become the contract miner of choice. We're starting to build roads. We have contract road building, airport building, facility building, water control. And by March, April, we're going to be contracting the construction of the processing plant, which is going to be at 7,000 to 10,000 tons a day per processing plant. So this is the third event that is very big for us.
Yeah.
And the fourth, if you don't mind,
please,
is over here in Spain. This little deposit that we picked up is turning out to be a monster. We have done 27 drills so far, 30 drill holes so far, out of which we announced 4. We're going to be announcing another 4 or 5 in the next few weeks. And the only thing that I can tell you is that every single one of these drill holes has confirmed the mineralization to the point that we're comfortable that what we announced 7 months ago is real. And now we're going to the second stage, which is doing a pre-feasibility on this project. Okay.
Now, I want to unpack all of these a little bit. Great opener, by the way. Yeah, because every time I've had you on, I've been speaking to Gran Colombia Gold. Important note now, you're essentially a polymetallic company. I want to talk about Segovia a little bit. That's what my audience knows you most for, because that's what we've talked about every time I've had you on. So, we're expanding the mine now. You've hit guidance 6 years consecutively, right? Initiated the dividend. Now that's being paid monthly. Can you speak a little bit more granularly about the expansion of the resource at Segovia, the El Silencio project, please?
Well, we have 3 things. Number 1, the expansion of the plant that is going to 2,000 tons a day. That's very important because it's going to be to increase production and to accommodate the new resources that are going to be coming in the future. Number 2, we announced close to 40 drill holes, which are inside the mine, in the existing mine, with some astonishing numbers, up to 3-4 ounces of gold per ton. So, the numbers in the El Silencio mine persist in Giving and in the Sandra K and in all the existing 3 producing mine. Also, the Carla mine is coming to production with very high grades of gold. So excited about that. That will give us a chance to restate by sometime around May our resources and upgrade some resources to reserves, some non-existing resources that we didn't have in the book. We're going to be upgrading them in the 2 million ounces in resources that we have. And we're confident that now we're going to be concentrating our efforts in the surrounding new grounds like Los Verticales and other areas on the west part of the deposit, where we've been doing some very deep drilling and new drilling into finding new ounces, and we're finding astonishing results there. And we're going to be announcing that in the next few months also. But I can talk about it because it's part of the old saying, lots of high-grade gold. So those events are making that we are even more comfortable now, about 10 years, without any doubt, in resources. And I believe that the Segovia title is going to have when I'm gone from this company, 50 years from now, this company is going to be producing gold still. And, hopefully people will look historically at this thing like we've been looking at it for the last 100 years of production. So that's where we're at in Gran, Colombia. Okay. We are excited about Aris Gold, what they're doing, and that's going to be another addition.
I want to talk about Aris because I've been in the market. It's actually a tough stock to buy. And you're the majority shareholder, 44%, I believe. Before we get there, though, can you just give me a bit of clarity on the timeline at Toroparu? So this is the project you acquired in 2021 last year, high grade de-risked when you bought it, right? And what are the near-term news events, Serafino, that our audience could look forward to in Guyana?
Well, look, we did the PFS. We just published it. We're gonna be now upgrading the pre-feasibility sometime around March. That's going to give us the direction, size of plant, contract mining, cost of contract mining. That's going to bring the cost down of building this project even further. What are the events? The events is going to be between now and the end of the year. We're going to be starting to build the infrastructure. Water control, start I choose the contract miner, which is going to be key to this project. Start building the tailing facility because we're going to be doing dry stacking as part of the area that we want to build, so that it's a lot more environmentally friendly. Water controls, which is key in the jungle, and the building of the facilities, which we're going to do with an engineering company from Peru. So hopefully with all of this in place, we are confident that by 2024, first quarter of 2024, we're going to be pouring our first gold bar. Okay, so got it. These events are very important.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Okay, perfect. Let's talk about Aris a little bit, because I think this is the I don't want to say underrated, but it's maybe the most exciting gold story from my perspective. And that's just my perspective. But I mean, how frequently do you get the opportunity to bet on individuals like Neil Woodier, Ian Telfer, Frank Giustra all together, right? Frank told me, he's like, we're going back in one more round, right? In the gold market. And so GCM is a 44% shareholder in this company. Give my audience the overview, Serafino. What are we looking at with Aris Gold?
Look, Aris Gold, you said it. It's got a fantastic team of people involved in there. You got Garofalo, you got Peter Moroney into this thing, myself and some other people. We all have a lot of experience in this kind of market. We believe that it's going to be a fantastic project. It's the beginning of a major building of another company, of a larger company. The Marmato project is going to be the basis of it. 200,000 ounces, 6 million ounces of gold, and a company that right now has got fully financed with a $250 million market cap. It's just ridiculous when you compare it to companies that have absolutely nothing. They don't have a chance of getting a financing. They don't have the team that we have, and they have a $600-700 million market cap. So we're excited. We're long shareholder of this company, and we're going to be long shareholders of this. Obviously, we're not going to be managing Gran Colombia, the Aris Gold, but we are thinking of staying with the stake that we have in Aris Gold.
Yeah, I look at that same comparison, exactly what you just mentioned. It blows my mind how cheap Aris Gold is right now. So I see this as looking at the last 15 months in the gold sector. It's been pretty quiet and a lot of prices have become a bit depressed. These are the opportunities that I look for, right? And you don't get them very often, but we're in a bit of a pause in the commodities market right now, commodity cycle, and companies like Aris are super cheap. And I'm very excited about that story. And like I said, I'm in the market on Aris. So, okay, let's talk about Denarius, because this is why you're in Spain right now. You're in Madrid, and GCM holds a 27% interest in Denarius, correct?
Correct. Look, I try not to get excited about mining. Mining is a very difficult thing to do. And, out of 100 projects, 2 of them become producing mines. The rest either need more time or never become anything. This is one of these unbelievable story. The pyrite belt of Spain is the most prolific polymetallic deposit in the world. I mean, there is 8 mines in operation in this belt, and all major mines. The last one got sold to a company called, I think it's called Sandfire, an Australian company, for $2.5 billion. Matza, that's our next door neighbor. What are we excited about Spain? We went to look for a polymetallic. What attracted me at the beginning was that this polymetallic came different than the rest of other projects in Spain, with an average of 3 to 4 grams of gold per ton and 2 ounces of silver per ton, and over 3% zinc and 1% copper and 1.5% lead, and a bunch of other minerals that we're studying. I can tell you that I won't tell you the names because we don't want to bore. We want to make sure that they are interesting, that they're mineable, but I can tell you that they are minerals that will fetch huge amount of money per ton, that are not related to the polymetallic area, to the massive sulfides. Is an independent area. So lots of things happening. The most important thing is gold. We announced about 8 months ago, when we started this thing, close to 22 million tons of mineral, still open at depth, still open to the north and to the east and west. Plus, we are going to start drilling in an additional concession that we have that is called Palomareo. That is the extension of the deposit going towards the Matza mine, where there is the largest producer of copper right now in Spain. So all of this in place, we are excited about that there is over $8 billion worth of mineral. And every single one of the 30 drill holes that we drilled so far, there are confirmation drilling. They've given us the same mineralization or better mineralization in return, and with some very big surprises of, like I said, of these new minerals. But the most important thing is that potentially there is $8 billion worth of minerals sitting in this ground. With infrastructure in place, you can drive. I hate to use a corny thing, but I could drive if I had a Ferrari, which I don't, and I don't even like driving, but you could drive to the mine in a Ferrari and not even have a problem with it.
Interesting.
It's an incredible place.
Fascinating. Okay. All right. So, to recap a couple of the trigger points that we're looking forward to, more results, new results in the next few months out of Segovia, right? We can look forward to that. Upgrading the pre-feasibility at Toroparu in Guyana. You're building infrastructure this year. If we're on track, we're looking at pouring gold by 2024. I just restate, you've hit guidance every year for the last 6, right? In Colombia.
Yes, that's very important. And you said it.
Yeah, well, it's rare, Serafino, as you know, to find people in this business who do what they say they're going to do.
Thank you.
So when you find them, you stick with them. And then trigger points, both with Aris and Denarius. I mean, that's, exciting equity positions, both moving forward. I've said it before, but I'm watching Aris very closely, continuing to build a position there. I think it's a great opportunity. And thanks for the catch up on Denarius, because that was the part of the story I was least familiar with. So I appreciate the clarity there.
Well, you compare the Denarius to all the peers that are working in the area, all Canadian listed company, on the measured resources that we have so far. and it is one of the best plays around. I keep on buying shares every single day. I mean, you can see it on my insider filing that I do every month.
Okay. Look, I appreciate that and appreciate you, Serafino, coming back on. I know it's an epic time change with you being in Madrid and me in the Pacific Northwest, but much appreciated.
Jay, thank you very much for your time. Okay.
All right, thank you for watching this interview. Now, 3 things before I let you go. Number 1, I publish a weekly newsletter and I love writing it. I share my biggest takeaways and action items from the conversations that I have on this channel. In addition, my thoughts on current events, economic events, political events, and you can subscribe for free. Just hit the pinned comment right beneath this video or just go to JayMartin.club and you can subscribe on the website. I'd love to have you join the team. Number 2, ad revenue from this channel is donated to an organization that is super close to my heart called Zero Ceiling. Now, Zero Ceiling's mission is to end youth homelessness, and the way they do this is by giving at-risk urban youth the opportunity to relocate to beautiful wilderness areas and then provide them with supportive housing, career training, and just generally positive influences on their life. I love what they do. Check them out if you're interested. And number 3, if you prefer to listen to my content as opposed to watch it, you can find me wherever you listen to your podcasts. Just search for The Jay Martin Show. All right, thanks again.